have you all been up to? Say hello. Tell everybody where you're from. Let's be social on this wonderful Wednesday. For many people, it does feel, or it is called Hump Day, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But firstly, I have to say a big thank you to the wonderful people at Dean Publishing who have catapulted Your Exceptional Life into ebook land. The ebook is now available on Amazon. Now, full hand on heart, I am not much of an ebook reader. I love audiobooks and the good old paperback. But I know many people. I know my mother-in-law Jill is a big one for the ebook. I know many people. Another good mate of mine, Jason Witten, and his dear wife Shay, who's 50 today. Happy birthday, Shay! I know Shay likes a good ebook. There are, I have come to learn, millions of people that actually love ebooks, and other people argue better for the environment, and particularly when you're traveling and you love to read, you don't want to take 8 books, as someone like me might tend to. Sarah guffaws every time we go on a trip. You'd think I was going to read every book ever printed on a holiday. So I see a lot of value in ebooks, and I'm saying this, please, not to come across extra salesy, but the way it works on Amazon is you put the ebook out first. You give it as a discount. Have you found that book yet? I couldn't sleep last night. I did, Pete. It was actually in the drawer of my desk. I'm gonna blame a child. I definitely wouldn't blame Sarah. I'm thinking someone took it from my desk and popped it in a drawer. So I found it. But if you do like ebooks, the book is available as an ebook for a few days. Don't ask me how many days. I don't know how this stuff works, but maybe 2, maybe 3 days. Definitely by no later than Sunday, I think. For $4.99. I think it'll be $9.99 when it's out in the world proper. But you can search for Your Exceptional Life. It looks like this in Amazon, and it's $5, $4.99 for 2 or 3 days. So if you're an ebooker, there you go. Get on board. I'm glad. What is belting? You're having a belter. Yes, you're having a belter, Pete. That's good. So wonderful Wednesday. For many people, they call today Hump Day, and I'm not a fan of the word, not a fan of the phrase, not a fan of the terminology. Even though some people even though some people tell me that it's not in reference to they're not enjoying their day. It is in reference to the halfway mark of the week. Fiona, you'll stick with the paper copy. You're a traditionalist like me. Some people tell me Hump Day is not about they're having a tough time or they don't like the day or whatever. It's halfway through the week, halfway through the working week, and that's cool. That's cool. I also just I kind of want to go, well, who's counting and why? Typically when we're counting or counting down, not always, particularly if you're going on a holiday you're looking forward to, but it's often when we're waiting for something to end, like we want it to end. So, yeah, if you've ever been stuck in a cinema with a loved one watching a movie that you just rather stick pins in your eyeballs than watch the movie, you're just counting down the minutes. If you've ever been waiting at a bus stop, waiting for the bus, it's just, and you've got nothing to do. Like, yes, you can look at the birds and meditate and look at be grateful for your life and feel your heartbeat and but you get my drift, right? Normally when you are not enjoying time is when you are counting down, except for you're getting married, you're going on holiday and other things. If you, hand on heart, are really not enjoying your working week and it really does feel like Hump Day and you find yourself saying it because you are looking forward to, thank God it's Friday, I just want to give you a couple of tips. Don't take this as advice. We're all different. These are just things that I like to do if I'm ever feeling a bit meh and I want to jazz it up. And I'm going to share it with you in the 8 components of the exceptional life. Again, if this is new to you, life purpose, movement, social life, nutrition, family, growth, wealth, spirit, soul, and faith. That is the 8 chapters of the book. It's in 3 parts. The book, that is, and in the whole blueprint. Part 1, life purpose, movement, and social is your longevity. Part 2, nutrition, family, growth, and wealth is your quality of life, and your spirit is your spirit. Now, if you're having an average hump day, jazz it up by way of your work. Now, work could be changing your environment. Okay, so if you're working from home, maybe today you're going to work from a cafe for a couple of hours. Whenever I suggest this to people, they're like, I can do that? I was like, yeah, you can. You get 2 drinks. Don't be tight and get 1 drink and sit there for 2 hours. Get at least 2 drinks, or 1 drink and a meal, or a, coffee and a snack. Make it worth their while. Don't just rent their space on the cheap. And go and do some work. And depending on the type of work you do, sometimes I go to the cafe because it doesn't have internet, or sometimes I go to a cafe because I need internet. Depends where you go and the rest. But you can jazz it up by changing your environment. Get out of the everyday experience of what you're used to. Again, anyone that knows me I love to get to the cafe. I was at Footbridge this morning in Brunswick Heads. I was there at 6 o'clock. I see some people, get some work done. I set my goals around new moons. So the new moon is today, or was yesterday. So this morning I was in there setting the next month up for my world, moon to moon. See some friends, jazz it up, get some experience, get some fresh air, feel that energy of a new day and the rest of it. Come home to madness. My poor wife, it's a little bit hectic. New moon energy. Anyone that's into moons knows that new moons, it's everyone's just intense. Yeah. Come home, it's a little bit wild. Into a couple of meetings and away we go. But jazz up your environment. If that feels like it's not going to happen, then jazz up either. Do some activities. Like often in work, we get stuck on the urgent. If you can master this, or muster it even, take an hour just to wonder about some of the important, not urgent parts of your work. You might do that by going for a walk, going for a bike ride, going out for a coffee, going to the beach, going to the river, sitting down, lying down. Again, it might be changing your environment. It might be calling a colleague to just talk about something that's not urgent, what some people might call a strategy meeting, but really it's just a chat. I went with a client to a cafe the other day on the Gold Coast, and I was like, I'm doing this meeting with you in person, and we're eating and we're going somewhere nice. And we did it. And she said, can we do that all the time? And I was like, I know, amazing, right? You do it in real life, not over Zoom. Whoa, imagine that. So just think of, have you got into a digital rut that makes a Wednesday feel like a hump day when really it can be a wonderful Wednesday? So break it up, shake it up, do something different, right? Now, let's go into movement. Now, movement is all about moving in ways that feel novel to you. So a couple of different things. I'm in a group of 10 friends, little messenger group. We all do 60 push-ups a day, and most of us in sets of 30. Some are heroes and they get it done in, big chunks, but I move throughout the day regularly. Again, my minimum movement dose is 60 push-ups a day, sometimes 90, done in sets of 30. And it's actually good to do some of those sets in the middle of the day, particularly if I've been stagnant at the desk. It might be going for a walk, again, going for a swim, doing a 15-minute yoga, Pilates, whatever it is. Doing some work in what's the word? Walking meetings. A lot of you, if you've ever spoken to me on the phone, I'll generally do walking phone calls. If I can escape from the house when the kids are doing it, I will do it. Not the push-up challenge again. No. Don't worry, Pete. I'll watch the shoulder. So jazz it up, okay? The secret to get out of hump day is to just jazz it up. Do something different. We all need variety in some way, and I genuinely feel that hump day is a response to just the monotonous, I know exactly what the day is going to hold. I've already done it for 2 days. It's the middle of the week. Here we go, going through the motion. So the whole idea is to jazz it up. Moving on to social. Call someone you haven't spoken to for yonks. Call someone that has energy that can just break you out of a funk. Again, I'm a massive fan of cafes, cafe culture. Get out in society. If you love where you live and you're in a funk, generally if you go down to the village or the town center or the suburb or wherever you live, you'll bump into people. And even if it's small talk, how you going? How's the kids? How's work? Da, 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 da. Often it's just good to just talk to different people that you don't talk to all the time. My view is that socializing is energizing, ... when done with the right people. So for me, what I like to do to jazz up my month is once a month, I will catch up with a friend, a professional colleague, someone that I just don't see as often as I would like, maybe because we live a half an hour drive away or whatever. And I will put one Friday a month aside to have lunch. It just jazzes up the month and definitely jazzes up the week. Other things like I would generally only get a haircut on a Friday or in the afternoon because I like to have a beer. My barber, Jack the Snipper in Byron, beer on arrival, and we have a chat whilst have the haircut, and it's just like an early knockoff, and it's a really nice added variety. It's just the social engagement. Paulie and I, we have good chats about the world. I genuinely look forward to it. And it's social. So jazz it up. Nutrition, eat something different. Now, I am a master of habit when it comes to food. Eggs and greens for breakfast. My world famous chocolate pudding cup for morning tea with a herbal tea. It'll be a protein and salad for lunch. Afternoon tea can go missing, or it's some fruit or something, maybe a piece of chocolate with some herbal tea. Lunch is a protein and 3 veg of some kind, and chamomile tea at night, and maybe another piece of chocolate or 2 or 5. But there is nothing like a bit of variety, particularly when you combine nutrition with social or nutrition with family or just eat with people. And if you eat different food, give it a shake. Go out for Indian. I had ramen yesterday. Now, would you believe it? Everyone there that I was eating with in Brisbane was like, I love ramen, have ramen all the time. I was like, I don't even know what this is. I believe it's Japanese. It's noodle soup. But anyway, it was just good to have the variety. And it was just a great novel experience. So I just urge you to don't look for the obvious ways to jazz up your life. I can't tell you how great it is to get a state change from something like food, but even something like catching up with people, and combining the two is great. Then we get into family. Look, doing things different in family, just every now and again. Rhythm is great, but variety is fabulous as well. So little things if you ever go to training with your kids, I notice when I'm at so I got Derby's footy training tonight. There are the and there's heaps of different scenarios. So none of these are judgments, right? Because I know everyone's got different kids and multiple trainings and the rest. But and some people just want quiet time sitting in the car because the car's been so hectic. So you've got parents sitting in the car having quiet time. You've got parents just sitting, not really talking to anyone. You got people like me that are like a little Labrador kicking a football, looking for people to talk to and chat with. But it's the quality time with the child, going to training and after training, where you actually get to engage. And I genuinely feel that, particularly, Darby, who is doing the footy training, he just loves it that I'm there. Not that I see everything that happens, because I'm trying to have chats with other adults that I don't see that often, but just be really mindful of what you can do, even if there's small things, to jazz up your family day. Can you go out for an early morning coffee, snack, muffin, banana bread with one child before school? I love seeing parents and kids before school, in that before school energy. Sometimes for me, I see it on a Tuesday down at the market. Parents and kids at the market doing a shop together. Just things that jazz up that school, sleep, eat, work, sleep, eat, school rhythm. Growth. Look, if you've got a book that you're really looking forward to reading, that you're loving reading, a movie that you can't wait to watch, a footy game, some sport you can't wait to watch, a documentary, a course that you're doing, whether it's French, Mandarin, naturopathy, a holiday you can't wait to go on and you're researching for it. This is the area of life that provides enthusiasm. So if it's a Wednesday that is feeling a little bit humpy, go and prioritize some growth time. Read a good book, watch a good movie, watch a good doco, do a bit of research, do a course, a short course, watch a cool YouTube video over your lunch or a snack, listen to a cool podcast. I just listened to Greg McKeown, who wrote Essentialism. Is that here or downstairs? Downstairs. Greg McKeown wrote Essentialism. He has a podcast. He's just interviewed Matthew McConaughey, whose book I love. I'm sure it's down here. Here it is. You love it. If you're looking for a good book to get used to on a Wednesday, as they say, do yourself a favor. Go and read Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. Great book. And he's a great interviewer. He's great. So Greg McKeown, I've been listening to that podcast. I went to Brisbane yesterday and a couple of Gold Coast trips. So that is really cool. I think looking forward to learning and growing will yield an enthusiasm that nothing else can deliver. So very important. Wealth. Look, I'm going to break all the rules here because I'm very big on spending less than you earn and investing the difference. I'm not breaking the rules. I'm actually just saying Barefoot Investor, Scott Pape, another great book. Get in there. Scott Pape recommends what he calls a splurge account. Now, a splurge account for Pape is about 10%. So it's really 10% of 70% of your income, whatever that is. Is that? I'm not even going to start that bit. Anyway, put some money aside each week to splurge on. It's the guilt-free, can we go out for dinner, Dad? Yeah, sure, let's go. Come on, it's Friday night, let's do it. What I'm saying is if on a Wednesday you realize that you've been buying $10 bottles of wine and you see a really nice bottle for $30 and you have a budget for splurge, then Wednesdays can be a really nice day to do that. Maybe you've been wanting to buy, if you're anything like me, maybe there's a few books on that book list that you haven't bought yet that you want to go and buy. I love getting books multiples at a time, 3 or 4 at a time. I love buying books for people as gifts. I'm going to have Shay Witten's 50th on Saturday. She's receiving a great book. I've told her what it is, so I'll tell you what it is. For Shay's birthday, she's receiving The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. If you feel like you've got some creativity that's been nudged out for any number of reasons over the years, The Artist's Way is a great book. Great book. But whatever you like to spend money on, particularly if it's in the budget, I don't want to tell you to go and spend money that you don't have, but it's just a great feeling. Spend on a hump day. If you're feeling a bit buy something, not a retail therapy like a little drug habit. It's not like a smack addict, a bit of sugar or a bit of chocolate. I'm not saying that. That's like emotional eating. That's not a cool thing. Something that you love that brings you great joy, that is sustainable, long lasting. So tie it back to growth, tie it back to wealth. As I said, the kids say, let's go out for dinner. I mean, that's an experience. Bang on. Buy a book, watch a movie. Buy a movie on YouTube. I bought Les Mis, the drama featuring Jeffrey Rush and Liam Neeson and Uma Thurman. It was made in 1998. I couldn't find it on any of the streaming services. So I bought it. I don't know about you, but I feel indulgent buying a movie on YouTube because I'm so used to streaming a movie that I pay a subscription for that buying a one-off movie that I own is indulgent, but I love it. Seriously, you can just maybe gather the satisfaction I get by a smile on my face. It's so nice to know. The indulgent one in me is like, you know what, when my kids are 16, I can say, kids, sit down with Dad. We're watching Les Mis with Jeffrey Rush and Liam Neeson and Uma Thurman. And if YouTube still exists in 10 years' time, that is. So give yourself a little pep, like spice. If you can't get the theme from this, If you've got a hump day feeling, this could be on any day of the week, spice it up. Break a rule. Do something that makes you feel like you're rebelling, like buying a movie rather than renting it or streaming it. Woo! Fancy that. And then when it comes down to spirit, I really think one of the great ways to overcome a feeling of muhness is a bit of wonder. Now, this sounds a little bit cliche, but just having 15 minutes to sit. I often go for a walk with no phone, just to kind of hear things that I don't normally hear if I've got headphones in. But sometimes it's really good to think thoughts that you don't normally think, because it reframes the way you view the world, and then you recognize that maybe your spirit is perhaps more unconditional and limitless than you give it credit for. So, I often remind myself that we are so lucky, we as in me, my family, you and I, to live in this country. We whinge and we moan about government and policies and budget and people left out and this and that and potholes in the road, and we don't have footpaths here, and the state of the schools and the state of aged care and the this and the that and the but and the but. Folks, we have the most joyous, privileged, rich, abundant, gifted life living in this country. If you have struck the Tats Lotto of living in Australia, we are just so incredibly fortunate. And let's have all of those other important conversations on a foundation of gratitude for the privileged life we all get to live. To worry about money when you're earning, when you're earning more than $5.50 a day, like, it's a very good problem to have. And then on the flip side, I maintain, if you live in one of the richest countries in the world, you want to earn money because it costs a lot of money to live in this country. But I really think a great way to get a bit of pep in your step is gratitude, because you can recognize the benefits of the heart that beats. You're not having a heart attack today. The eyes that blink. You got two eyes, even if you wear glasses. The hair that grows. Some people would love that. Friends of mine that say, if I ever say the kids, and it's crazy, like, we'd love to have your problem. The kids that you have that are loud and boisterous and intense and sending you wild, like, gee whiz, what a great problem to have. Ask anyone that doesn't have kids, wants kids, struggling to have kids, can't have kids, whatever it is. Great problems to have. So let that simmer, folks. That's a bit of a long one today, but I think a conversation worth having. If you're coming on late, I said at the beginning, the ebook is out on Amazon. It's $5, $4.99, I think. That's the way publishers like it in the first few days. So if you're an ebooker, then get on board. These beautiful babies, which again is still only one, but McPherson's in Maryborough, tell me this will be on my doorstep. The first print run, 22 boxes, I think it is, arriving next Friday, 21st. I feel like I'm going to moz myself because I'm nervous, because I'm going to have a little book party in my little town of Brunswick Heads on Saturday the 22nd. Just pray for me, will you, that the books arrive before Saturday the 22nd, that they arrive on the 21st, the 20th, the 19th. Please. Imagine a book party without books. So if you want the real book, I will be signing and delivering them. I'll be paying your delivery if you are traditionalist like me and you like the paperback. That will be in your hands week beginning the 24th of May. They'll be being sent out. All right, guys, I think that's it. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Peter Lennon, 7%. Yes, I think so, Pete. Thank you, Rhonda. Very kind of you. And thank you to everyone who supported the book by buying a copy, whether that's real paperback, whether that's ebook. Look, if you know me, you know that I'm not a massive marketer. I'm not one to say, go out there, buy my book. It's amazing. I really hope that this book grows by word of mouth, by other people saying that Your Exceptional Life is a great book. It's well worth the read. Helen, yes, you can. Seriously, if you want to. I'll send you an invite. 3-hour drive. It's going to be, I think, like 4:30 till 6 o'clock on Saturday the 22nd because it's at a cafe footbridge that closes at 3. They generally need till 5 to close, but I know that you've got a laughing emoji there, Helen. So it would be quite an effort to come and pick up a book on a 6-hour round trip when I could just as easily post it to. But you would be more than welcome to attend. All right, guys, have a wonderful Wednesday. I'd be almost just as happy, Helen, to drive up and hand deliver it to you. So such is my desire to see people in the flesh, particularly up your way. All right. Mwah. Love and hugs to you all. Have a wonderful Wednesday, folks. And I will drop in tomorrow and say hello on your exceptional day. May the rest of your life be the best of your life. Take care.